on the BPRES for the overview of Digital Common at PVAMU. My name, this is my title, Scholarly Communication Librarian, and my email is over here, hvkoshi@pv.edu. And this is my phone number, extension 1517. If I lose this connection, electricity is going away in the remote location, you can call me or email me anytime. So what is Digital Common? Everything your campus need to manage and showcase online. It can be a data, it can be special collection, which I already uploaded a lot of files, more than 30,000 files is already there on the Digital Common. OER, Open Education Resources, all the textbook related OER will be posted on the Digital Common. Faculty research, any faculty research which you want to share, you can upload it. You can send it to me and I can upload it for you. Faculty profiles, express gallery, that's what we'll be talking about. Impacts and reportings, anything within the university, we can add it. Department and center, campus documents, undergraduate research, ETD, that's electronic thesis and dissertation. Also, once it goes electronic, you can see all the files over here. Publications and digital humanity. So this is the second page I created. That's the screenshot from Preview Digital Common page. On the right side, you can see selected work gallery. Selected work gallery offers an easy way to make your scholarly activities more widely discoverable. 2, you will receive monthly readership report via email. 3, selected work gallery sites often ranks higher than personal web page in Google and other search engine because of search engine optimization strategies employed by BPRES. I'm sorry. This is the third slide. This is a screenshot I took from a different university on the Missouri Science and Technology University. This is a screenshot where you can add your resources, all the articles and documents, which I will show you once I go forward from here. And from here, I want to show you a link from a professor's page from Marshall University who have uploaded all the documents related to research. You can see I'm talking about the work. You have two options over here. Here you can add all your name, your credential, the university, and your whole career stuff. You can add it over here. What you're doing, what classes you teach, what are the research you have done. You can all add on this page over here on the first introduction text. You can add all this. And if you scroll down, you can upload any book which you have published. You can upload it over here with the cover screenshot, which can be linked. I will show you that too. And these are the books that's been downloaded from the computer for the professor. And these are all download pages, contribution to books. You can download all these resources into the Digital Common on your profile page. These are all download articles that has been uploaded by the professor into the Digital Common page. And if you go down, these are articles which have been uploaded to the profile page for the professor. These are downloads too, which has been added to the professor's page. And if you have done any presentation for any conferences, you can add this.
I think we cannot see your download thing. I don't know. We just stopped to see your resources. Didn't see what you are sharing.
Yeah, I'm just sharing you a different page from a different university.
No,
After this, I'll be going directly to the preview page to show you exactly how you can do the download. I'll just show you over here.
So Henry, are you clicking the links or are you just showing the URL?
No, I'm clicking the URL link so I can show them. This is really, you don't find too much on a PowerPoint presentation. I'm just directly going to show you on the PV page and
Okay,
show
fine.
how to download a file so you can get a basic idea, because I gave a first presentation before on a PowerPoint. You know, PowerPoint is just a slideshow so I can stick and show you, but here I will show you direct training over here. So
Okay.
this is a digital common page we have, selected work gallery.
If you'll stop share and then share the page that you just opened, then we'll be able to see that page as well. Right now, we just see the PowerPoint page with the heading resources.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you'll have to stop share and then share the page that you opened.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, this is the page for the digital common PV page. So you can see this image. I select the work gallery. This is the page where you will be uploading your files. I'm just opening one professor's page, that is Dr. Logan's page over here. So in this page, and you know, basically this digital common page is on the library homepage. So you can slide from there and get this page and then click selected work gallery. You have to first create a username password before you know, moving on. Once you create a username password, your whole name will come over here. Then these are the links which you have to add. You have to edit it. To add this, you can add a link over here. I will straight away go into the professor's page. So you can see how you can add resources to the page. These are all the professors page who have right now the resources on the page. So I'm just clicking Dr. Logan's page. I'm getting into his page, the edit mode. And here you can see he has added all the resources over here up. And then I'm just showing you both these clips for the work and about. On the work, you have to start from here. This page, the work page, is only your presentation, your articles, and any publications you do. About page is about your resume, your courses, any links you want to add, which you have it on LinkedIn or Google Scholar, you can add it on about page. Here you have to click add work if you want to upload a file from your PC. You can upload a file, can be a presentation or can be a publication book. You already have it, you can add it. You can add a link also over here. The second is you can add a link over here. You can add any HTML file. I'm just showing you a digital common page. Add the link. So it will show you, it will ask you the research work, whether it's articles, book, contribution to book, data set, dissertation, image, any popular press, presentation, thesis, unpublished paper, videos, you can add it. Teaching work, scholarly, any source, bibliography, source syllabus, exam and model paper, or any handwork. You can add all these resources to your page in here. And you have a metadata page too. You can add a metadata. If you have a metadata page, you can add that. If you have any article, anything you want to add, if you have a book, you can add it. I will show you one other page with Dr. Logan has added. This is the edit page of Dr. Logan's page. So you can see over here, he added an article. from the article he has selected. And the title and the authors over here, the abstract, you can add the keyword too. The discipline, then the publication date, if you have, you can add it, or the year just you can add. The journal, the name of the journal. And if you have any journal ISDN number, you can add it. If you have a volume, you can add it. You have a DOI number, you can add it. And segment, that's it. And this is the same article, same resources, same thing on the edit mode. You have to select the article. If it's an article, select an article. It's a book, you select book. If a contribution book, you have to select the contribution book. If it's a data set, you have to write it accordingly. And the title, the author's name, abstract, keyword, and the discipline, the publication date, and the journal title. And any publisher statement you want to add, you can add that and segment it.
Henry, if I can interrupt for just a second, this is Karen Cotton. I just want to say that Dr. Yelderman is an excellent example of increasing awareness of the research that you're doing. When we started doing training sessions on how to increase awareness of your research, Dr. Logan Yelderman jumped in completely, and he did things like establishing social media presence, updating his LinkedIn, and doing things like getting involved with digital commons. And
Yes,
as a result, you'll see one of his research journal publications is on mass shootings. And when the unfortunate incident happened in El Paso at the Walmart where there was a mass shooting, because Dr. Yelderman was out in those internet spaces where journalists look to find experts, he was contacted by several news facilities for interviews, and he was able to get interviewed and get his research an even broader audience. So there are benefits to that. We do this research because we want to improve the challenges that we have in the universe, but we also want the world to know about these research outcomes so that we can make the world a better place. So I think that's Dr. Yelderman was an excellent choice for an example.
Yes, ma'am, because his profile page is really clear. He has added all the articles he have, and even his about page, you can see he has added each and everything. And this is, the bpress, this is a Google, optimization technology by bpress. You can search it on Google with typing your name or typing the name of the article. It'll pull up on a Google Scholar. Also, it will pull it on your bpress too. So, he has added a link over here for ORCID. ORCID is a really good page. You can create that when I have my page over here. You can add a link which you want to add. Anything you can add, LinkedIn or any of your own page can be Google Scholar page. And you can update all these things in this. It'll really help you, help the student also to know about your, qualifications and the articles you have published. Even students can add their, name as author. If they are really co-author, they can add it. And, any honors and award you have, you can add that. So there are a lot of resources, even your grants you can add over here. So there are a lot of resources you can add over here, which can, show, the whole audience, the world audience that, it's discoverable through Google. So, I'll show you one more page. This is a professor page. I can show you, you can see my page I created over here. I never done a publication, but I've done in some presentations. I've added all these resources over here. I wrote my introduction here. I added a LibGuide for professors can see all the LibGuides. Then I did a presentation, so I added that. on my about page, I added my position, curriculum. You can add your resume. You can upload over here your disciplines, research, your grant, any grant you got, you can add that. Any application, professional application, your education, your link. And you know, these are all resources that can really help, uh, you know, so these are the resources. This can really help any individual professor to get to a really vast audience anywhere in any part of the world. So BPress have 150 universities who are running this same software. You know, they have updated all their profile page, and they are really you know, they're getting a lot of you know, appreciation and calls from different universities, like they, you know, call you for you know, as a speaker at their university. So this is really, you know, getting a really big audience, which can really grow the particular individual who are, you know, has posted it. This will give you more vast, you know, introduction about yourself than a Google Scholar. You can link your Google Scholar page to the Digital Common. So this will really help, you know, you grow and even your, you know, introduce yourselves to the whole world. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have from my side. I think
Thank
you. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, Ram. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Henry. I'm sorry. I was looking at a question from Ram about the Digital Commons and BPress. And yes, thank you, Allison, for answering the question. BPress is actually the company that created Digital Commons, which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
what we're using here at Prairie View. And Allison Stitchell is here from BPress. So Allison, if you're ready, take it away.
Absolutely. Thanks. Hi, everybody. So yeah, just to follow up on that question, it is very confusing and I apologize for that. BPress created the platform Digital Commons. We also created the Expert Gallery Suite. And then we were acquired a few years ago by Elsevier. So we just like adding more names into the mix just to really keep everybody on their toes. But I'm Allison Stitchell. I work for Digital Commons, powered by BPress Elsevier. I'm part of the consulting services team here, and I work alongside Greg Borman. He's the dedicated consultant for Digital Commons at PVAMU, so you might hear his name around or you might get a training from him in the future. I'm filling in, he's on vacation or some close facsimile thereof. I don't think he's actually out of the house, but he's not at work today. So I'm just going to share my screen here. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Digital Commons repository. So there's the Expert Gallery Suite, which is individual profiles, so your faculty profile, which is what Henry just took us through, and that works together with the Digital Commons repository. So you wouldn't really have a personal space in the repository. That would be more the realm of the Expert Gallery Suite, but you'll find that the repository has a lot of great collections, and this is an awesome service that's provided to you by the library. So if you have a journal, a conference, a book, open educational resources, if you have different data sets, things like that, that need to go part of a larger collection, then you're going to want to talk to Henry, talk to somebody in the library who can get you started working with the repository. Can everybody see my screen okay right now?
Yes, we can see Digital Commons, the Digital Commons page at PVAMU.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Cotton. So Digital Commons is a best-in-class hosted solution to openly publish, manage, and showcase the full spectrum of your institution's research and scholarship. As Henry mentioned, it is built for discovery. It is a cloud-based institutional repository software. So very fun topic. Whenever people ask me what I do for work, it's like, you got to sit down and clear your schedule. It's going to take me a while to explain it. But so we're looking right now at Digital Commons at PVMU. So this is the repository for your institution. And this IR is a little bit new, so we're going to look at some examples from the community as well, of just some different things that you can do. So just a little bit about Digital Commons. We support a lot of institutions. We're up to about 600 now and growing. Internationally, these are all of our customers right here. And these are all customers that use Digital Commons and the Expert Gallery Suite to preserve and promote the intellectual output of their institution and showcase that expertise of their researchers. So if we jump back to Digital Commons at PVAMU, one thing that's really important is about demonstrating impact, right? What's the value of scholarship if it's hidden away? So increasing and demonstrating the impact of scholarship is absolutely more important for academic communities now than ever, right? And we make it our business to really help with that. And so we work closely with Google and Google Scholar and other search engines. We always just say Google, but there are others. We work with a lot of different search engines to make sure that your work is fully indexed and is going to turn up at the top of, or near the top of, academic and general search results, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just kind of baked into the software itself. So let's take a look at some metrics really quickly. You'll see here on the home page of the repository, we've got this readership map here. So there were 631 downloads in the past week. You can see those pins are dropping of people downloading work all over the world, which is pretty cool. If we take a look at the top 10 downloads of all time, right now, that is the Panther, a newspaper from September 2005. And you'll notice here on the left-hand side, this is something that is going to be in all Digital Commons sites. You're going to see there's downloads over here. You can look at the Plumex metrics. So you can look at not just kind of that traditional metric of object downloads, but also some of the newer kind of metrics, social media shares, links, blog post mentions, all of that kind of stuff.
Would you mind opening that up so that we can see a little bit more about that?
Sure. So this specific record doesn't have, it has downloads, it doesn't have any tweets or anything, but we're going to look at another record that does have a little bit more social media.
Okay.
So one thing that we've really seen, obviously, in the last 6 months or so is a real need to pivot from activities and events that may have previously taken place in person on campus to really create a digital space for those. So we've seen a lot more conferences and symposia, events like that go digital, and the repository can be a great home for those types of things. So we're going to take a look at an example here from University of North Georgia. So this is their 25th annual research conference. And you can see that the material here, it might look a little bit similar in layout to Digital Commons at PVAMU. It is a template-based software, so you can quickly get going with things. You don't have to fuss around with design, web development, all of that. You absolutely can. If you want to have something have a unique design that doesn't look just like the repository, that is doable. Here, looking at this, you'll see that the contents are presented in a schedule format. We have some different structure types that have different formats of how that content is presented, but this one specifically uses this schedule format. So we've got all of the different events from this specific conference that had to quickly pivot to an online format here. And if we click into a specific record, then you'll see that we have streaming on the page the video from this event, which is what the creator uploaded here. In this case, it was a student. This is their poster session. So this would have been something that would have taken place in person, but they were able to quickly pivot because of having that IR and bring that to their Digital Commons instance. A little bit further down on the page, pardon my scroll here, you'll see that they have also implemented a comments widget. This is a third-party service, but it does plug into Digital Commons so that you can facilitate that kind of commentary. So in this case, they had a period of time when they were open for questions. On this specific example, there were no questions, but that is a possibility as well. So going back up to kind of the home page of this event, you can notice that they have a lot of information here. So not only are they using the repository to house the actual conference proceedings and the content created during that conference, but they are also using the repository as kind of a landing place to share information to their presenters, to anyone visiting. So you can use Digital Commons in that way. There are some capabilities to input HTML, introductory text, things like that. But that doesn't have to be the case. We're going to take a look at another example here.
Before you leave that example,
sure.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but
No
before
problem.
that example, in this particular example, it looks like they were able to host an entire research conference through Digital Commons. Is that correct?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And it was something that would have been in person, and as their campus was shut down, they had to kind of quickly scramble. And we've seen this, you know, this has been really common, especially throughout the spring of last year. But yeah, you can absolutely use Digital Commons for that, and it doesn't have to be also it doesn't have to be that involved, right? If you just have a conference that took place, or maybe you have something archival and you want to put those proceedings or just the schedule, you just want to have that captured, that this was something that took place at your institution, you can use Digital Commons for that as well.
And they were able to do this live?
Yeah, they did it. Well, they had the students do record a presentation ahead of time.
Okay.
And I think that part of that was because they really wanted to offer the flexibility. You know, not everybody is going to be able to technologically do that, right? So they had their students either present live, and if they could record it and not live, I'm sorry, they either a recording that say they recorded on their end and then uploaded, or in some cases just a PowerPoint or just a poster. So it kind of ran the gamut, but you can't, we don't stream live, like you couldn't turn on your webcam and have it live like that.
All right, thank you for the information. Sorry about the interruption.
No problem at all. So moving on here to the beer conference, which is not about beer, unfortunately. It is about biomathematics and ecology education and research. So in this case, they have an external site. This is a dedicated website for this conference, but they use the repository in order to take advantage of some of the tools that Digital Commons has to offer. So namely, the ability to collect submissions directly, but also, you know, they're getting kind of the backing of the library, that somebody is going to help shepherd this content and have some preservation of it. And also that they're going to give their authors, their presenters, the ability to access download statistics, which is great. So in this specific instance, if we click into a specific year, you'll see it's a repeating conference. They've got a lot of different, what we call tracks here. And you can click into one and you'll again see that schedule format. Clicking into a record, you'll get to the metadata page for that record, and they've captured information like the location, the start date, the end date, and you can download the poster itself. So moving along, conferences are not the only type of event that you can capture in the repository. Another thing that is really common is journals, open access journals, but also subscription controlled journals. We can support that as well. Digital Commons does have a full suite of peer review tools and submission management tools to allow you to accept submissions directly and send those out for review and then publish them. So maybe if you have a journal or an idea for a journal or a student journal, the repository might be a great place to have a digital presence for that journal. In this case, the Teaching and Learning and Communication Sciences and Disorders Journal, if we click into their most popular papers here, and we look at their Plumex metrics for this article, you can see that this one has some tweets and that they have a Twitter presence for the journal itself as well, which is great. So kind of gathering, you know, traffic from all different places, widening the audience for your publications. Another journal here, this is the Journal of Digital Forensics, Security, and Law. So this journal does restrict access. They do manage a subscriber list. You can see this link over here to subscriptions. We don't handle the money part. That's not us. They do that externally, but then they manage a list of subscribers. So we can restrict access if you do have a journal in mind, but you need to be able to limit the access and you don't necessarily want to publish it open access. Of course, we're really big advocates of open access here at Digital Commons, so we always love more open access journals. Something else that I wanted to highlight is that in addition to search engine optimization and the platform really being built to help expose your content, it's also built to allow for indexing in certain databases. So for example, this journal is indexed in DOAJ. Now, they did have to do a lot of legwork as far as the really long form, the DOAJ, the questionnaire that they send you. But the technical side was something that we could help accommodate. So that's something else to kind of keep in mind. This is a resource that is available to you through the library already. So that's great. So if you have a collection of any kind or an idea or something like that, the first step is going to be to talk to the library, and they can help decide where it should go, if it should go in the repository, if it's something that would be appropriate, if there are any policies or copyright issues or anything like that. But then after that, if you start a new journal or a conference that's going to go into the repository, we have a full wealth of resources available to help you, and also myself or Greg or one of our other colleagues, we're all available to help train you and help with the technical back-end aspect of it. One of the things that does need to be done is there is a setup form for both the event community and for the journal. So in either case, you can have something that looks similar to the repository or totally different. So those are some things to kind of keep in mind. And finally, just a few other things. I didn't want to go through all of the things, but a couple other examples here. Open educational resources. These are a great fit for the repository. We're seeing more of a focus on open educational resources as schools look for ways to reduce that cost for students. So you can see this is a totally different structure type. So the presentation is a little bit different than the journal or the conferences that we looked at, but you can see here they can download the full text, read online. Here's something that has 1,700 downloads this year, some tweets. Another kind of unique collection here, applying to US universities. These are actually videos. And these are streaming. So the video was uploaded and then it automatically streams on the page. There's definitely a wide range of content that you can put into a Digital Commons repository. Finally, data sets. Here are some 3D models of infectious pathogens. So people can download these and print them out if they have a 3D printer, which is pretty cool. And they even include a bunch of instructions on how to do that. So I wanted to leave time for questions, so I'll stop here. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't see any questions in the box, but I do have a couple of questions myself. First, I want to remind everyone, if you look in the chat, there is a brief survey. If you would just take a few moments to complete that brief survey, that would really help us to continue to make the RITI sessions better so that we know that we're providing information that is helpful to you. But the question that I have is, I noticed as you were going through, Allison, in one section, there were some videos on training. So I'm wondering, is there a tutorial on how to set up a video tutorial on how to set up a profile? And what other things are available on the video tutorials?
Sure. So I don't believe we have a video, although we might. But you're going to find resources for the profiles under Expert Gallery Suite. And you're going to find a lot of different resources. Those are all going to be here. And you would want to look at for authors.
Okay.
I'll just drop this in the chat if that's helpful.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so there's a guide here. And with the Expert Gallery Suite, that's something that really, it's very simple. You're just going to basically follow the on-screen prompts as you do it. The few things to kind of keep an eye out for is if you're creating a new profile that hasn't yet existed, you're just going to want to be careful that you're using the right name and email address. It will prompt you to like use your name as the URL, and that's not something that's easily changeable later on. So that that piece is definitely, you're going to want to make sure your name's spelled right, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's pretty simple to upload work. You can set your profile to allow for different types of contact. So if you want to act as a mentor, if you want to be a media contact, you can set up specific buttons to kind of help promote those types of connections.
Okay, I want to again invite everyone to please complete the survey before we leave today. And I want to go back to, I have a specific reason that I keep asking you about the conferences, but if you'll go back to, is there a tutorial on how to set up a conference?
Sure. So you'll find that here, the first step for setting up a conference is going to be to fill out an event community setup form. The reason for that is that the conferences can have a unique look. They don't have to look just like the repository. So we just want to make sure that if you do want it to just look like the repository and you just want to launch right away, that we kind of have a record of that so there's no confusion down the line. But here's the setup form here. It's just going to ask you some questions about reviewers, if things are double blind, things like that. And then you're going to fill out the design portion of it. If you are totally out of your depth and you're like, I have no idea what I want this to look like, but I know I want it to look special, let us know. We are more than happy to show you some examples from the community. You can just say, I like the look of that, but here are the colors I want to use. We have a whole design team. They're happy to create a design for you. I should specify that they don't generate logos or assets. So if you need imagery or things like that, yeah, we'd have to provide it. But do you want me to drop this in the chat as well?
Yes, that would be helpful.
I don't want to overload you with links here.
And I want to remind everyone to please, all of the links that she's dropping in, please go ahead and grab them and copy them so that you have access to them once this session ends. But it will also be available once the video is available on our YouTube channel. But if you want to get to it soon, please go ahead and grab it and save it.
See, on the library homepage, you can find the digital common page. You click the digital common page. You can find on the left-hand side, author's right. On the author's right, I created all the, for any professors who are not familiar how to create a page. On the profile page, I've created a link over there. You can go on.
Is this the right page, Henry?
Exactly.
Okay,
you can go on the PVAMU Digital Commons Service.
Here, I'll drop that. Now I feel like I
Yes,
am spamming everybody with links now.
That's
the last one.
Is this, please, I will registered, or do we have to create an account on it? Do we have access to it?
You have to create a username password for using your profile page, sir.
So we can create our own account there.
Yes, you can. Yes, sir. But your username should be pv.edu and your password can be anything. It's fine.
So username have to be the email username, the email address. Just that's the
Exactly.
username.
The PV
And,
email address, not Google, no Gmail, no
okay.
Yahoo, nothing.
Okay. And
Just
so we cannot use. Can we use the university credential to just log in, or we have to create a new password for it?
no, you can use the same password. It's fine, not a problem.
So there's a question is, can it be linked to single sign-on?
Yes.
I can answer that. It's not. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it is not like.
Yeah, but the benefit is you actually manage the account. So let's say someday in the future you leave PVAMU and you go to another institution, you can actually take that profile with you. So you can keep it. The branding will be removed and it'll just have generic branding, unless of course that other institution is an Expert Gallery Suite subscriber, and then it'll get their branding. But so that's one of the reasons why it's good to make your own login, and we don't use the school's SSO for that, so you can retain that after you're no longer, if the day ever comes. Not that I'm trying to insinuate anything, but you know, life changes.
Okay, so to clarify, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you sign in, we do want you to use the pvamu.edu email address.
Yes,
However,
ma'am.
it is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
just a single sign-on, but you
Yes.
definitely need to use the pvamu.edu email address
Yep.
when you create your profile.
Exactly.
Well, I don't see any additional questions in the box. I want to thank you, Allison Stitchell, so much for taking time out of your day today to share this information with you. Henry Kashi, thank you again for sharing additional information about Digital Commons. Thank you everyone for joining us today for part one of a two-part series from the John B. Coleman Library. Next week, we'll have Kimberly Gay, and if you've ever heard her speak, you know what a dynamic speaker she is, and she's going to come to us with lots of amazing, interesting, and new information about research resources at the library. So thank you so much for being here today and joining us for the Research and Innovation Training Institute, and we'll see you again on next Monday. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please complete the survey.
Where is it?
The survey is in the chat box.
Okay.
The chat, the last one, or
I just put it back. And I'm looking forward to seeing the profiles that everybody develops so that we can get the word out about the amazing research you're doing. We're lifting the veil. Okay, has everyone had an opportunity to click? Let's see. I think I gave you all. Okay, has everyone had an opportunity to click the survey link?
we cannot find it yet.
Okay, if you'll click in the chat, it says survey. I just put it in there. Just for you on this wonderful Monday afternoon, rainy Monday afternoon. Dr. Gibson, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a great day.